Hey guys, Jordan Keys here with James Braden Ford. We're going to take a virtual test drive in the 2018 Ecosport SE that we have here in stock in the four-wheel drive platform. So we're going to do a quick walk around. We're going to kind of look at it as if we were a customer looking at the vehicle. First thing we notice is the aluminum wheels that look really nice on this SE platform. Keep working our way around. It's all keyless entry, so we can lock the vehicle and we can unlock the vehicle just from tapping our hand on the handle, as long as we have this fob here in our pocket. So as long as you have the fob in your pocket, you can lock and you can unlock very easily. Working our way around, we still have the capless fuel system on the Ecosport here as well. This is what confuses most people, is the trunk, the hatch, whatever you'd like to call it on this, but it does have a swing gate. So there's a button here, swings open, and it will stop first so it doesn't swing open and hit any cars behind it. But you can also push it all the way open, and you've got tons and tons and tons of space here, to of course fill up. So that is kind of neat. Let's swing this shut here. Rear seat room. It's a big question we get asked quite often. How much space do you really have in the back seat of these? The front driver and passenger seat are all the way to the back. I'm about 5'10". I'm gonna crawl in here and see. Now, it might be kind of hard to see on camera, but my knees are just barely touching the back of that seat. And like I said, I'm about 5'10". So space-wise in the back, it's not huge, but it's definitely more comfortable than sitting in a very small compact car, which is what this shares the same platform as. That being said, we're gonna loop around to the front, take a quick look at the front grille, then we're gonna hop in, we're gonna take it for a quick drive. So what we see up front, on the SE with the convenience package, we do have some LED daytime running lights, some DRLs. We do have fog lights and a nice halogen projector headlight. So it's nice and bright, it's gonna shed a nice layer of light down on the road. If you noticed, and it'll be hard for you guys to see, but behind the grille here, we've got a feature that we call active grille shutters. Once you hit a certain speed, these grille shutters are going to close to help achieve better aerodynamics around the front of the vehicle. Let's hop in the driver's seat here. So first things first, you notice how much space is in the vehicle. Again, being a very small compact SUV, it doesn't feel cramped by any means at all. We've got a sunroof here on our SE convenience package model. I'm gonna go ahead and push button start. So right here, let's start it up. Okay, perfect. Everything kicks on, booting up here. Of course, kicking in here on my nav screen as well. So let's buckle up. We're gonna start talking about some of the interior equipment as we start driving. Okay. It's nice and easy to see it. That's the first thing you notice when you're sitting in this. Nice big windows. Makes your visibility really nice. Okay. So first thing you're gonna notice when you come to a stop in the 2018 Ecosport. So I'm gonna come to a stop right now. My foot's firmly planted on the brake. The engine's shutting off. So I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little A with a green circle around it, and my RPMs are at 0. That means the vehicle has essentially shut off and I'm saving fuel. The moment I take my foot off of the brake, engine's kicked right back on and I'm ready to go. Super quick, there's not a massive delay, and it's just a fuel saving feature that Ford's put into these vehicles now, to help get you to go further. So of course we got rush hour here in Kingston, which all you guys from the big cities are gonna laugh at us for this, but there's like 20 cars in front of me. All right, looks like this is our opportunity to go here. Also, lots of get up and go on this thing. Well, we are driving the 2-liter 4-cylinder motor, which this motor has been in other Ford vehicles in the past. It's a great power plant for this Ecosport, especially that it's a 4-wheel drive drivetrain. Not only is it just a 4-wheel drive drivetrain, this is an intelligent 4-wheel drive drivetrain. So it will actually essentially kind of move the power from the front wheels to the rear wheels and make sure it makes the most sense for the driver to help keep the wheels firmly planted on the ground. Now, that being said, driving this right now doesn't feel like a small vehicle. I'm sitting up nice and high. My visibility is amazing. I don't know if you guys have noticed in the video, and it might be kind of difficult to see, but the way the screen is placed in the center stack of this dash makes it extremely easy to actually just use as a visual point in the car. Most screens that you see on vehicles today, they're very low. They're down here kind of by our climate controls. Ford's done a great job bringing up the screen where it's more visual to your eye and you can keep your eyes up at a higher level up on the road. Something else you might notice while you're driving this vehicle is the blind spot monitoring system. Although there's nice big windows and when I turn my head I can actually see out that back window really nicely, they still have the blind spot monitoring system to help with, you know, that small vehicle that might have creeped up behind you that you just might not be able to see. Again, might be something difficult for you guys to notice, but my headroom, I've got lots of headroom in this, and I'm about 5'10", with a GoPro on my head, of course, right now, and I've got lots and lots of headroom. Like I said before, I don't feel like I'm cramped or in a small space. Now, the noise, or the engine sound, or the road noise in the cabin, it's very minimal, it's very quiet, and there's lots of glass here. We've got a nice sunroof, we've got, of course, big windshield, big windows, and it's very minimal road noise. That being said, there's gonna be a counter for that. With a smaller 2-liter 4-cylinder motor, if you step on it, like now, you will hear a lot more engine noise. I'm not sure if you guys can really hear that and notice it, but there's gonna be kind of the pros and cons to it. First things first, this thing's incredibly smooth. I don't know, you guys might not be able to notice from the camera view, but it feels great. So let's test out some of the radio controls and how easy it is to maneuver, you know, while we're in the driving position. So first things first, I can simply reach and tap the screen. I barely have to take my hand off the wheel, and I've got my full home display. So that's amazing, I love this feature. On top of all that, I can skip tracks, radio stations, everything, all from the steering wheel. I can even voice command my favorite channel, which, you know, let's test that out right now.
Please say a command.
Sirius 2.
Tuning to Sirius 2.
There we go. So, without even taking my hands off the wheel, I can tune to any channel I like, whether it's a Sirius satellite radio channel, a normal AM FM channel, or if I've got my Bluetooth device indexed already to the vehicle, I can listen to anything I'd like that's already on my phone. Really, really cool, really simple. Now, going another step farther, I can hit this voice button, wait for her to talk.
Please say a command.
I'm hungry.
Please say a line number.
Next page. 8.
When ready, press the voice button and then say, set as destination.
I was able to just find a restaurant nearby, again, without stopping, without having to do anything. Very simple, very easy, all over voice command. Hands on the wheel, I can drive and focus on the road, and I don't need to fidget and type, you know, a certain address into the screen. Over and above all of that, I can do anything I just did on that main touchscreen in my center screen between my gauges as well. So as I'm driving, I can use the left side of this steering wheel and adjust things on that center cluster screen. You know, restaurants nearby, gas stations, ATMs, you name it, I can adjust it here and it will automatically route it over to here. It just makes the driving experience a heck of a lot better when I have a lot less to worry about. Something you will notice if I look down, it's a full digital climate display. So it's not like some vehicles currently on the road where, you know, you just kind of guess where the temperature is going to be. I can actually see it's 18 degrees, 18.5 degrees, 19 degrees very easily. Also the fan speed very easily laid out, and my heated seats very easily laid out as well. I have 2 smart charging USB ports at the front of the shifter here. They will charge at 2 amps of power, so of course it's a little more user-friendly when it comes to smartphones today. Of course, all my my heating, cooling, heated mirrors, and rear defrost settings, all easily placed on the front of the dash. Cruise control, very easily placed on the steering wheel. We'll get turned around right here. Okay. All right, so let's head around back. We're gonna try one thing before we pack this up and head it back towards the dealership. We're gonna put this thing in sport mode. A lot of people that, you know, even I've shown these vehicles to, they automatically assume it's a small car, it's gonna lack power, it's gonna feel horrible. That's a big misconception that a lot of people don't understand. There's a button, of course, on the shifter here. I can drop it from normal drive mode to what they call sport mode. For me taking the shifter, I'm gonna pull the trigger and pull it back into sport mode. The RPMs automatically just went up. I'm sitting at about 2,600 RPMs, okay? And right away, if I hit the gas, it's gonna hold the shift almost all the way up to redline to help feel like it's a more responsive, faster, and more agile vehicle. That's not a feature you guys are gonna need to use very often, but it's definitely something to keep in mind when you're comparing to other vehicles, is the power, and does it feel like it has a lack of power? The Ford Ecosport has a great little tool to be able to just slap it back into sport mode as you're driving, and it wakes this thing right up to the point where it doesn't feel like a small vehicle lacking any power. So that's an awesome little tool. I'm gonna put it back into normal drive mode right now, and I already noticed my RPMs dropping right down to help save fuel, so that's awesome. I do want to note how comfortable these seats are. I keep kind of referencing and looking over. There's nice bolstering in them. The pattern on them's really nice. And just from the look of them, like, I feel like they're gonna be really easy to keep clean. Now, of course, I don't own an EcoSport right now, but the material and the type of the material, it's not like a really soft kind of absorbent looking style seat. It's a very coarse, it looks like it's not gonna wear very easily, and it's gonna hold its color really well, and, you know, for the customers that are gonna keep that vehicle 5-10 years. Aside from that, lots of storage bins down in the middle, and of course your cup holders, nice, they're down and they're out of the way of the shifter and, you know, where it feels good to drive. I think that about wraps it up here for our 2018 Ford Ecosport virtual test drive. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate, give us a call at the dealership or shoot us a comment in this video. We'll be more than happy to help you out. Let us know in the comments below what you'd like to see in the next virtual test drive video. We'd be more than happy to do that for you. Again, my name is Jordan Keys here with James Braden Ford in Kingston, Ontario. Have fun in your car.